As photo montage artists, we often have to work with substandard images, such as this portrait of the American actor Ed Asner. We can see how the left side of his face is blown out due to him being too close to the light. So let's fix this. With the brush tool, let's change the mode of this tool from normal to color. When we now hold Alt or Option to sample a skin tone, we can paint that color onto the image. Let's go over the hair as well. And while we're at it, let's sample a color out of his jacket to paint out this yellow blown out area. That's the first step. Obviously that hasn't cleared the blown out part of his head. Let's fix that next. Go into quick mask mode by pressing Q and make a selection of the opposite side of his head. We can now leave quick mask, and assuming you've set up quick mask as instructed early on in the book, the area we painted will now be our selected area. Use Ctrl J or Command J to make a new layer from that, and we can move it over and use Free Transform to flip it horizontally and move it into place. That's not bad. It's not a perfect fit, so let's fix that. We'll make a layer mask to paint the new layer out on the layer mask so we can see the original head underneath. And that has neatly patched the side of his head. So let's merge these layers together so we have just one. But we have another problem with this image, in that it's actually very low resolution, and if we zoom in on it, we can see it's actually a pretty poor shot. One way of fixing this is to unusually use Filter, Stylize, Diffuse. Now normally the Diffuse filter will give you soft, rather ragged edges. If we change the mode from normal to anisotropic, what it does instead is to smooth out the image, as we can see here. No further settings for this one, you just turn it on and run it. Much smoother than it was before. Let's undo to compare. That's before. This is after the application of the anisotropic diffuse filter. It's a little too soft, so let's add some unsharp mask to this, just to bring back some of the crispness. And there it is. This is blown up to double the size, remember. When we look at it as normal size, we can compare the results after applying those two filters with the original image before. Where that was very rough, you can see the mottling in the skin. The new version gets rid of all of that.